This is Super Yacht News with E. Sisman.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. So after the incident last week that we reported on the last video at the Bremen shipyard, the headquarters of Lurssen, which saw the door of the dry dock facility almost destroyed, Lurssen has finally launched the yacht that was involved in that incident, complete with damage to the bow sustained in the incident, as you can see in the photos here. Photos are from Christian Eckhardt via Superyacht Times. Now, as mentioned in the last episode of Superyacht News, the door of the massive shed where the new yacht was being outfitted was severely damaged in an incident with the brand new 140-metre plus yacht. The yacht, which is named by a project name, which is currently Project Alibaba, was clearly being ready to be launched when the yacht came into contact with the door. A connecting bridge which sits in front of the door also ended up in the Weser River in the incident. One person was slightly injured in that incident. Now, Lurssen did give us a statement which we read out in the last video, but they're being very tight-lipped on the cause of that incident and will probably never get an actual explanation as to what happened. Anyway, the yacht was launched, as you can see here, as mentioned, from pictures from Christian Eckhardt via Superyacht Times. As mentioned in the last video also, the original owner of the yacht was believed to be Leonard Mikkelsen, the now sanctioned Russian businessman. He's also believed to be the owner of motor yacht Pacific X, according to former crew and others with knowledge of that yacht. Now, the yacht was meant to be a replacement for this yacht Pacific X, and as you can see, it bears a striking resemblance of the 85-metre or 278-foot yacht, which was built in 2010. Now, that yacht is currently in Dubai, which has been there for quite some time. One of the refuges of yachts belonging to people on the sanctions list. Now, this new yacht, the one that's just been launched by Lurssen, is over 60 metres longer than his current yacht and will no doubt have a much larger volume. It's hard to say from the pictures how much the volume will be, but look, I would say probably 7,000 to 9,000 gross tons, maybe more. Now, sources have told us that the yacht was sold in coordination with the German government, and the new owner completed the build. However, the yacht remains an almost identical but much larger replica of Mikkelsen's other yacht. And you have to wonder who would want something to look so similar to another yacht already out there. It just depends on how far along the build the yacht was when this sale took place, I suppose. But it's been at least a year. Now, it will be interesting to see if once this yacht is delivered, it heads to Dubai or Turkey or somewhere like that. If you want to see the article by Superyacht Times, by the way, I'll post a link in the description below and you can watch it there, or you can read it there, should I say. All right, we'll move on to our next story. Now, in a recent video, we showed you what the superyacht migration pattern looks like. Many yachts that inhabit the Mediterranean during the summer months of the Northern Hemisphere, of course, head off to the Caribbean once October, November arrives. As you can see in this AIS information from marine traffic, it looks like migrating birds, doesn't it? Heading across the Atlantic there. However, some yachts head in the other direction into the Southern Hemisphere where the summer is arriving. Now, however, to do this from the Mediterranean, they must go through some very dangerous waters. Now, one such yacht that is doing that at the moment is Motor Yacht Bold. We've done features on this vessel in the past. I'll put a link in the top corner if you want to see that feature. But this yacht looks like a military vessel, and it has been navigating through the Suez Canal and the Red Sea in the last week. Now, this is one place the yacht's design could be an asset or a hindrance. Now, the yacht can clearly be seen on AIS broadcasting that they have armed guards on board. Now, this is a clear warning to anyone who has any ideas of trying to board that yacht in an area that has had major issues with piracy over the recent years. And this has become a standard operating procedure now whilst heading through this part of the world. That's having armed guards on board, of course. Now, one possible asset the yacht may have had in recent times is more than a passing resemblance to a warship, which might put off pirates in a skiff thinking about trying to take on such a vessel, right? However, since the conflict in Palestine and Israel has flared up, things have become even more perilous in the Red Sea, Now, just last week, Yemen was reported to have fired missiles directly at a US warship in the area, and the US Navy had to engage those targets to eliminate the threat. So looking like a warship is now possibly more dangerous than helpful, especially if a trained militia is actively looking for military ships to engage, right? Well, anyway, hopefully they won't have any trouble. Like I said, they've got armed guards on board, and obviously the data we've put on screen is a couple of days old now. So it's not like I mean, they are broadcasting live AIS data, but it's not like we're giving away their immediate location. All right, so we'll move on to our next story. And there's been somewhat unusual movement today on board the 77-meter or 255-foot yacht, motor yacht Tango in Spain. This also coincides with activity in terms of AIS updates and other activity recently. The movement on board appears to be crew. The video that we're looking at here of the movement on board appears to be the crew possibly engaged in safety training. Looks like they're being shown how to launch the rescue boat. Now, there's nothing usually that would not be unusual, but this yacht has been deserted for a long time, seemingly. The yacht has been very quiet in the last 18 months with little sign of any movement, which is why it seems unusual to see such movement all of a sudden. And like I said, the AIS data, which hadn't changed for an awful long time, and in the last week or so, there's been multiple updates of AIS data, although the vessel hasn't moved anywhere. Now, motor yacht Tango has been sitting in Palma de Mallorca since the 15th of March 2022, when the vessel was seized by federal authorities from the US in cooperation with the Spanish authorities. Now, the US say the yacht is owned by Viktor Vekselberg, who is a sanctioned Russian businessman. Vekselberg was actually born in Ukraine to a Russian and Ukrainian parents, but he has Russian citizenship and Cypriot and Israeli passports as well, but he is based in Russia. Vekselberg has been on the US sanctions since 2014 after Russia invaded Crimea, and his company was placed on the sanctions list in 2018 by the US. And the yacht was seized because it was alleged by the US that he was using the US financial system to make payments for his yacht, which is as a sanctioned person is not allowed to do so by US law. The payments were actually made through two people. One, the CEO of Master Yachts in Palma, who changed the name of the yacht in his paperwork to hide the fact that it was for a sanctioned person. The US even tried to extradite the British man Masters to the US to face charges. But the Spanish courts ruled he would not be extradited and said he had actually broken no laws in Spain, where he resides. As lucky as he was to not be extradited to the US, where he would have faced severe charges, no doubt, Masters did not get off scot-free. After he was charged, his yacht management company in Palma closed and it hasn't reopened. Now, the yacht Tango, which is still in Palma, is being paid for by the US government as they have seized that vessel. From Monaco to Gibraltar was 865 nautical miles, and the crossing was 3,396 nautical miles. All right, if you want to see the 10-part vlog filmed on board a yacht I was on, crossing the Atlantic and beyond, sign up to patreon.com/sysman. You'll find behind-the-scenes videos and extras not published on YouTube, including the behind-the-scenes videos from our recent trip to Italy, Monaco and France. We also recently made a video showing how we make the Superyacht News videos, as well as the patron chat series and the patron-only Q&A series. A new patron chat series is coming in the next day or two, and there is a recent Q&A on there also. And you'll also get early access to YouTube features advert-free. And don't forget to check out the Superyacht News channel. It's all the goodness of these videos chopped up into bite-sized chunks. All right, guys, if you've got any information for us about any of these stories or any other stories, please be sure to get in touch in the normal fashion. You can get us in the email address in the ticker tape below. You can get us on the About page of the YouTube channel. You can get us on Instagram, on Facebook Messenger, on Twitter, and on Threema. Be sure to like this video, very important for the algorithm. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for future notifications. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.